Hello friends, it's Kat from me-Meeden. A couple of weeks ago, Aretes sent me their 24 set of premium tube watercolors and I did a video swatching them out, which I linked in the iCards in case you're curious. In a weird sort of synchronicity, at basically the time that Aretes video went live, me-Meeden, who are largely known for their affordable metal watercolor tins and empty half pans on Amazon, contacted me and asked if I wanted to try out their set of 24 premium tube watercolors. What's wonderful about this is that both companies are within roughly the same price range if you look on Amazon and are both well known within the student range of supplies, making them ripe for comparison. Will I do a side-by-side mega video someday? Not entirely likely, though I'll do my best to give fair and thorough reviews of each set individually when I'm able to. For now, these me-Meeden paints are just getting swatched out, and I have to say that I like what I've seen so far. Even though they call themselves premium watercolors, which in my head is a way to try and sound fancy or professional, they are really sort of humble and simple and approachable. None of the tubes have any sort of pigment information on them, which I appreciate because it helps support that these are supposed to be more for fun and aren't trying to pretend to be professional quality. What are they made of? Who knows? Could be the ground-up souls of 1,000 space hamsters from the distant galaxy 0355 Bongo for all I know, but I appreciate that the packaging is simple. Maybe it's weird that I like this about them as well, but since each color is named, I really enjoy the spelling errors, like titanium white and scale. In using them, I also noticed that their colors are bright and, more importantly, fairly clear and transparent. Watercolors are known for their transparency, and that's a feature that a lot of budget brands sort of mess up by adding a lot of chalky fillers to cut costs. The me-Meeden paints don't, which I totally dig. There is a sort of gumminess to their texture though, and they seem to take a while to dry, so that may be the trade-off. It's also incredibly likely that these aren't light fast, so please, if you're planning on using these on work that's for sale, scan in your original to preserve an image of its original color. I will say, in a point against them, I really didn't like that each tube of paint was one of those ones where it's sealed and you have to bust open a little metal film with a pointed tip in the cap. This is fine most of the time, but the amount of pressure needed to open each tube varied wildly, and if you have child hands, dexterity issues, or finger pain, it may be a big hassle trying to just crack into whichever tube you're looking to try. A point in their favor, though, is how they dry. I'll get into this later in a follow-up video about the Aretes tube paints, but even the tiny little blobs of those dried, cracked, and exploded. These me-Meeden paints dried into nice little solid dots that stayed on the wax paper I tested them on, and I suspect they'd dry down well in a palette as a result. On this channel, we're big fans of pouring paint from the tube and making our own travel setups, and it seems like these me-Meeden paints might do well in that field. Oh, and I noticed that quite a few of the colors have a really nice granulation or texture to them, which is something many of us either look for the presence of or the absence of. I've enjoyed paints from both categories for different reasons, so it's just a feature I felt was worth noting. Overall, for a first impression and literally only just getting the chance to swatch them so far, I'm into these me-Meeden watercolor paints and I'm interested to see how they really perform when we get the chance to test them fully. If you're interested in getting your own set, all the materials used in this video are down in the doobly-doo. Personally, before me-Meeden contacted me and asked if I wanted to try these out, I had no idea they even made paints, so I'd be interested if you've seen or heard anything about them before. I'm also wondering what other brands you've seen or used in the low budget range, because that always seems to be something people are looking for recommendations on. Personally, I recommend the Sennelier test kit or the St. Petersburg White Nights set if you're looking for something affordable to get started with, but you also don't get nearly as many colors as with the me-Meeden set. I'll link my reviews in the iCards for the two I mentioned in the under $20 range if you'd like to know more about them. There really is a nice selection of colors in this kit, and I know I love seeing flyover shots of juicy rainbow paint swatches, so my wish is also my command. The fact that these didn't dry with a chalky or dull finish is seriously making me happy right now because that always makes for the most beautiful paint rainbow. Anyway, until I see you next time, I wish you peace, love, and Roy G. Biv.